Welcome to
Wassup NYCU. This is Tim.
This is Catherine.
In this podcast, we share some interesting facts about our campus in English.
Like we have talked about in the previous episodes, most students in college will choose to join a sport team, a club, or do some internship during their life on campus.
Right. However, there's another option which may be less popular and a little bit challenging, but it's definitely a great thing to try. That is joining a research project.
Sounds cool. What do you think joining a research project can bring to you?
Well, for me, I think I get a better understanding of how it works, of course, and you also gain a lot of knowledge in that field through the process. So today, we invited two special guests to talk about joining a research project. One is my classmate and also my best buddy, and the other is the advisor of the project, who is one of the most beloved teachers in our department. Let's welcome Sean and Dr. Anny Chen. Yeah!
So please, could both of you give a self-introduction so that our audience can get to know you?
Hi, my name is Sean. I'm currently a third grade student at National Yangming Jiao Tong University, and my major is nursing. Right now, I'm conducting a project in the lab of Professor Chen. We have submitted the project to the College Student Research Scholarship, and I hope we can get the sponsorship.
Okay, so I'll start introducing a little bit about myself. I'm Annie, and I come from a nursing background. And after graduation, I worked in pediatric intensive care units. After working as a nurse at the PICU, I wanted to pursue my research. So I went to the University of Edinburgh doing my master and PhD degree. After graduation, I started my first faculty position at National Taiwan University, and then I came to National Yangming Jiao Tong University on the summer of 2021. Currently, I'm in the Institute of Clinical Nursing, College of Nursing, so that's where I am now.
Okay, now the first question is for Sean. Let's talk about the project. Can you tell us more about it, like the title of it and why you choose this topic?
The topic of my project is the relationship between urine volume frequency and the urinary tract infection. I want to confirm if drinking more liquid or drinking liquid more frequently can prevent urinary tract infection. And the reason I wanted to conduct the research is that I found differences between textbook and the paper I read. And I was so confused and curious that I wanted to find out the truth.
Well, I can feel that you're really a hardworking student and also a truth seeker because you read textbooks and papers.
Yes, he totally is.
Well, as an undergraduate, it's not that common to joining a research project. So why did you choose to join the project and how did you do that?
First of all, I had a lot more free time in second semester of the third year, so I wanted to try something new. And also after a course called Nursing Research in our department, I wanted to make use of what I learned. Most importantly, a lot of people recommended me to try, including my professor.
Okay, I guess it's always important to have someone to guide you. So, well, I would also like to know, Annie, what is your reason for doing research? Do you naturally like it or you just fell in love with it after you tried?
Well, thank you for asking, Tim. I personally like to convince people with science. Although I believe that I can debate well, I prefer to use scientific data to help people truly comprehensive and know the reality of each situation. It's not about winning an argument for me, it's about fostering a deeper understanding and awareness. Science provides an objective and evidence-based approach that can bridge gaps in knowledge and perspectives. Well, when I present scientific data, I aim to present it in a clear and accessible manner, ensuring that it resonates with the audience and capture their attention. And by using the science as a tool of persuasion, I hope to inspire critical thinking and promote informed decision-making. It brings me satisfaction to witness the transformative power of scientific evidence in changing minds and shaping opinions. So my goal is to contribute to the society where facts and evidence guide our choices and actions.
It's really inspiring, and that makes me feel passionate and full of mission, and I believe you will do it well. So, Sean, as Tim and I have discussed about in the beginning, we can gain a lot of things by joining a research project, such as knowledge or experience. Is there anything that you hope to learn from joining a project?
As for what I want to learn, I actually didn't think that much. Since I really love this career, I would love to try all kinds of things in this field. I will just learn by doing, I guess.
Okay, so on the other side, Annie asked the professor, what do you think or hope your student can learn from joining a project?
Well, I think joining a project can be both easy and sometimes it can have many difficulties. I personally love doing research, and it's true that conducting research can be really annoying sometimes. It would be great if a researcher not only enjoyed the process of doing research, but also foresee challenges and overcome the difficulties. Research itself is a process of solving problems through the basic science, so we always want to know many answers for all kinds of questions. We know whether there's a God, we wanted to know. However, it's really important that you know what's in the reality and what's the actual process that you can approach to this question. And we live in a society with uncontrollable factors. Therefore, knowing how to harness the power of science is the key.
That's so true. Life is full of uncontrollable challenges or confounding variables, but sometimes there may also be surprises. So, Sean, could you tell us about the most interesting thing you've experienced with the project so far?
I haven't conducted the part of enrollment, so I spent 4 months reviewing related literature and writing my proposal. I think the most interesting thing is when discovering difference from literatures. I kind of get enthusiastic of finding the answer. It's more like motivating. I'm also looking forward to the results of my study.
Okay, so I believe there must be some kind of tiring part of doing this. So is there anything that discourages you so far?
Well, reading literatures is interesting. It also keeps bringing me down because my English ability is not that good. It takes me a lot of time to understand the contents and digest the meaning when I read.
Right. Language could be a barrier, but now I guess you can overcome this problem with the aid of some technology like ChatGPT. So, Annie, did you have any similar experiences when you were a student and maybe got discouraged when doing this research?
Well, I think Sean is too humble. Well, I have always liked doing research since high school, and I was in one of the classes where the school allocates significant resources for science project. So I have had to participate in various competitions to present my projects. And I've always received a lot of positive feedback after these competitions and knowing what to do to make it better or knowing what to do to make it right. However, I vividly remember that there was an instance where there was a reviewer yelling at me and stating that my project was not decent enough and I'm not making sense. So I tried to apologize and explain what we would do to make it better next time, but he just wouldn't let us talk at all. So I was really distressed by this experience, and I've never been in such a distressed situation before. And I shared this incident with my parents, and they comfort me and made me feel better. So I believe that with this time, one become more adept at distinguishing between the right and wrong, and the fact and the falsehoods.
Okay, we'd better hope that Sean doesn't get challenged like that. Okay, now let's move on to the last one. Would both of you please give some suggestion to those who are considering or already planning to join a lab or project? So Sean will go first.
I would say that if you have extra time and you are interested or curious about research, I suggest that you give it a try. Whether it ends well or not, completing a research which belongs to you during college is a special experience, and I'm sure that you will gain a lot during the process.
Okay, now let's move on to Anny.
Oh, well, thank you for asking. The first suggestion that I would like to give you to think through the real-world scenarios. As I mentioned before, sometimes the real-world scenario can be different with what you're expecting. And it's important to consider this situation. And the research may seem wonderful, but applying real scenario can be challenging. For example, in our research area, nursing, we deal with patients who have different disease and characteristic, and also maybe social society status. And it's crucial to conduct research projects that can help them without causing any additional suffering. The second suggestion that I would like to give is to pursue what you love. Researchers need to be passionate about their work. It's the only way to conduct research that can truly benefit the society. As the researchers always say, long live to the research. So we need to be passionate and know what's interesting in our mind.
Okay, thank you for your suggestion. I guess they're gonna help me a lot and be useful for me in the future, and I will bear them in mind.
Same here, and thank you for coming and sharing.
And that's all for today's podcast. Are you curious about joining a lab or project? Or do you already have some experience that you would like to share? You can share your thoughts or experience with us by writing an email to bmse.emi@gmail.com, bmse.emi@gmail.com.
And if there's any topic you're interested in, please let us know, and perhaps we'll be talking about that in the future.
And that's all for today's
Wassup
NYCU, and we will see you next time. Bye.